Sweet momentous day to everyone. This is Anne, your Miss A Preneur. By the way, thank you so much for watching to our previous video on how to survive crisis. If you want to know more about events, life, and business, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and be notified by clicking the bell button below. So now, let us talk about events. So there's a question here from the client's perspective. Miss A, what will happen to my book events now that there is COVID-19? Should I postpone it or i-cancel na ko ni? So let us assess now and let us define what is postponement and what is cancellation of events. When we say i-postpone na to, we are only moving the date of the event. But as to the details, maybe there's some adjustments na like tweak gamay, but majority of it, sa inyong naagrihan nga plan ni supplier, as is lang gid gihapon na. But when we say cancellation, wala na gyud event na mahitabo. There's a termination of the agreed contract between the client and the supplier. And as to payments naman, normally, the blocking fee is non-refundable and non-transferable. Kung naa kay additional payment ni supplier, naay percentage ana nga ma-return, depende na lang dayon sa unsa inyong naagrihan. But if you will push through the event, unsa man ang necessary things na buhaton sa pagkakaron. First, if you have an event planner, you should have sit-down discussion kung unsa man ang necessary steps nga buhaton. Kanus aman ang atuhang target date and unsa man ang mga precautionary measures nga kailangan i-consider pag-decide nato kung kanus aman nato ibutang ang date. Number 2, if you are getting married, if your event is a wedding, you have to check the validity of your marriage license na application. So, normally, makita nato na kung mag-apply ta og marriage license, 120 days gid na ang iyahang validity. So, after that, ma-expire na siya. So, if i-postpone nato ang atohang event, pasok ba siya within 4 months? Or kailangan ba ta mukuha og bag-o nga marriage application? Number 3, if you are getting married, if naay church nga involved, we have to notify the church and the venue as well. Kay sila ang mga major suppliers nga kailangan nato ipahibalo, and if they will give us an adjustment, kailangan black and white ang atohang communication. Could be an email or through text. Kay para naatay mai-present sa ilaha nga ni agree sila nga i-move nato ang atohang date. Number 4, after you decided to notify the church and the venue, we must also inform our suppliers nga involved sa atong event. Kailangan sila makahibalo para ma-check nila ang ilahang availability and walay maging problema sa upcoming na event nga atong iset. Number 5, notify your family and your invited guests. Dapat ipahibalo nato sa ilaha nga okay, since naa may COVID-19 karon and we don't want to risk the health of everybody, so kailangan nato i-consider ang pag-postpone sa event. So this will be our target date. Are you available ani nga mga adlaw? Para sad, ma-adjust nila ang ilahang schedule and they can make a necessary arrangement for it. Those are the 5 things that we need to consider when we're planning to postpone the event. I know it's a bit frustrating kay grabe gyud ang atuhang pagpangandam ani, but because of COVID-19, kailangan nato i-change or i-move ang atuhang event. But looking at the brighter side, maybe gitagaan tag enough na panahon para makapreparar and makaset up of budget for it. And speaking of budget, dili sa nato hilaptan natong naka-allocate for that event para dili ta magka-problema if duol na, unless it is necessary to do so or for emergency purposes. But guys, believe me, if it's God's plan, ihatag yun na niya para sa tuwa. So that's it. Hope you learned something from the video. Thank you for watching and see you into the next one. Bye!